Hello everybody, and welcome to The Beat, a news and informative talk program brought to you by the Center for Community Media here at Worcester State. I'm RJ Sheedy, and today we'll be discussing WSU Athletics. In just a little bit, we'll be joined by Nikki Narducci, the Sports Information Director. We'll learn about what her position is on campus and how she fits into the world of WSU Athletics. But for now, we're joined by Michael Mudd, the Director of Athletics here at Worcester State. Michael Mudd, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thanks for having me, RJ. Appreciate it.
Now, Michael, you are the Director of Athletics here at Worcester State. Can you tell our audience about what your position entails?
Sure, RJ. Basically, I oversee the entire athletic program here at Worcester State. We have 19 teams, 10 female, 9 male teams. So the various coaches for all those teams, there's about 60 coaches with all the assistant coaches factored in, including my administrative staff. So I just oversee the day-to-day operation of the athletic program, but that also includes intramurals and all of our recreational programs within the Wellness Center.
So you guys just wrapped up your fall season here at Worcester State. Can you give me some of the biggest highlights you've had this season from games?
Well, we had a great fall season. 3 of our teams won MASCAC championships. The field hockey team won the MASCAC championship, as well as the men's and women's soccer team. Both the men's and women's soccer team made it to the NCAA tournament, which, so certainly they all had good years, and we're really excited to build on that for next year. The winter season's really just gotten underway. Our basketball teams, track teams, and hockey team are off to a decent start. I think the highlight so far of the winter was really the kickoff. We had our Midnight Madness event in the new Wellness Center, playing a game that started at 12:01 in the morning against our crosstown rival Clark University. Had about 1,500 people in the stands. It was rocking, which was a great way to really play the first ever men's basketball or basketball game of any kind here on campus. And then the spring sports are down the road. We're excited about our women's softball team last year made the NCAAs. We have a number of the female student athletes coming back to campus this year, so we're excited about their future. Baseball, lacrosse, track as well. I expect to have a good year.
So we had the game with Clark, our crosstown rivals. What other big games or events are happening that students really need to look out for?
Well, really, any game, our goal is to keep kids on campus. We're obviously really proud of our new Wellness Center.
It's really a beautiful building.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just a great venue to watch our Lancers compete. So, we do a pretty good job of listing, whether it's on the video board outside the campus or the sandwich boards within the Wellness Center, of listing all the different games we have. We're hitting break here pretty soon, but there's primarily at least probably 2 to 3 nights a week something going on campus. So all our teams are playing games at home. So we hope to keep people on campus to watch their fellow students participate.
Now, Worcester State Athletics is Division III. Mm-hmm. Can you explain to me what that means?
Yeah, well, first of all, Division III is the largest classification in the NCAA. You have obviously Division I, Division II as well. Division III has about 450 colleges out of the 1,100 colleges that have intercollegiate athletics. The Division III model is really about the all-encompassing the student athlete. Obviously, to be a college athlete of any level, you're pretty good at your craft, but I think that there's definitely maybe a bigger focus on the academic and the whole student experience on campus if you're a Division III athlete. We have some exceptional kids that are very well-rounded, that do a lot of great things out in the community, do a lot of great things out in the classroom, but they're also good athletes. Division I model, Division II model is a little more focused on maybe the wins and losses, driving revenue, selling tickets. But what we want to create here at Worcester State is just a great overall experience for the student to really round themselves out entirely so that they're prepared to enter the real world in 4 years.
So in the world of Boston sports, New York Yankees are arguably the rivals for the Boston Red Sox. Mm-hmm. The New York Jets are arguably the rivals for the New England Patriots. Does Worcester State have any rivals in the division?
Yeah, I think we do. I think the 2 schools we probably try to emulate as much as possible is Bridgewater or Westfield State. They both have great athletic programs. They've kind of perennially been overall probably the most successful schools on the field of play. There's 8 teams in the MASCAC conference, but those 2 kind of stand out as big rivals. But again, you play Fitchburg, you play Framingham, you play each other so many times that they're all really rivals. But I would say Westfield and Bridgewater, from an athletic director's perspective, those are the schools that I think we're trying to model ourselves after to reach the levels they have on the field of play.
So if a student is in high school right now and they're watching this show, and they're saying, "Ooh, I would really love to go play an athletic sport at Worcester State," what do they need to know about playing athletics here?
Well, number one, being a college athlete's not easy. Only 6% of high school athletes go on to be collegiate athletes. So 94% of the high school population, for lack of a better word, aren't good enough at their sport to play at the college level. And I remind our student athletes that all the time, that they should be really proud of their accomplishment to get this level. But if you want to be a college athlete, I mean, we do recruit. Most of our players on our teams are recruited by the coaches, but we do have walk-ons. You can simply go to our website, WSULancers.com. There's literally a Recruit Me button on the front page. You can click on that, and that'll have you fill out a questionnaire that'll be immediately disseminated to the head coach in that respective sport, and they'll be in touch with you to learn more about your background to see if you fit the skill set needed to participate at this level.
Is there any player that you've seen recruited within the last year that you're really proud to see here?
Well, I actually don't get too involved in the recruiting. That's left up to the coaches. Where I help out is being the liaison with the admissions department. The coaches, a lot of our coaches are part-time, so they don't necessarily know the obstacles that you have to overcome to get a student athlete admitted. So I'm more the liaison to help the coaches get the information they need, making sure that the kids have gotten their paperwork in, their application, their test scores, etc., to make the process easier for the coaches. So I don't get too involved deciding who the coaches should recruit. Quite frankly, as long as they fit the bill academically, and they're good people, they're good citizens, they've done a lot of good things in the community, they're high character kids, that's what we want to be here as part of our organization.
So in every college, sports is the hub. It's where the community gets involved and they're excited about. What would you like to see more of in terms of fan involvement here?
Well, we've made progress in that area. Worcester State's added close to 2,000 beds in the last 10, 20 years, so there's a lot more kids on campus. I think we have almost 2,000 commuters now out of the 4,500 students. So I think, number one, we're trying to really latch on to the residents, 2,000 residents on campus. I think what we're trying to do, first of all, is really latch on to those residents, to keep them on campus, to come to our sporting events. There's a lot of times, maybe on a Tuesday night, where they're looking for a couple hours to get away from their studies and just relax a little bit, and nothing better than, rather than playing a video game, maybe come down to the wellness center and watch a basketball team play a game. So first, we're reaching out just to those individuals. Secondly and third, we're re-engaging the alumni. I think there's over 5,000 to 10,000 alumni in the Worcester Central area that have been student athletes that we want them to come back on campus and watch. And then lastly is the commuters. I mean, obviously the commuters, a lot of them leave campus till the next day. They have jobs, they live back home. So engaging them to stay on campus is sometimes a little more difficult. But one thing is our student athletes themselves do a great job supporting the other teams. If you come to any sporting event, you'll always see other teams watching that specific team. They kind of take turns supporting each other. So that's also a way to increase the visibility of our sports teams.
All right, we're almost out of time. One last question before we go. Let's get out of Worcester State for a moment. Patriots had a great game last night, another career record for Tom Brady.
Yep.
What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, his results speak for themselves. I think what's really neat when I read anything about Tom Brady, obviously you see his performance on the field, but the guy's, I think he's 40 now or 39, and every player will say the same thing, that his work ethic is through the roof. Even as accomplished as he is and all the records he has, no one works harder. But he also is a good person. He does a lot of great things in the community. He's a family man. And really, I kind of would envision him as what I hope our student athletes become. Not necessarily major league athletes, but just good, well-rounded people that are articulate, graduate, and are good people that give back to the community. At the end of the day, my job as athletic director is to provide the resources necessary to my staff to create a great experience for the student athlete. We want the student athlete to come to Worcester State, have 4 great years, most importantly to graduate, and to go on and be a great citizen. So, I think Tom Brady emulates kind of what we're looking, to do with our own kids here. So, what they've built with the Patriots organization, top to bottom, is, it's unbelievable. And as a guy from Buffalo, New York, that we've never won a major league championship in Buffalo, to come to Boston and see how well their teams do is quite amazing, really.
Michael Mudd, thank you so much for joining us here on Saturday on the Beat today. We'll be right back with the Sports Information Director. And welcome back to the Beat, everybody. If you wish, give us a like on Facebook at facebook.com/WSU Media and follow us on Twitter at MediaWSU. Joining us on set now is Nikki Narducci, the Sports Information Director here at Worcester State. Nikki, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
It's great having you here.
Glad to be here.
So you are the Sports Information Director here on campus. Can you tell us about what your position exactly entails?
Sure. A lot of people don't know what the Sports Information Director does, but every college athletic department has one. So basically, I'm in charge of the coverage of our 19 varsity athletic sports here at Worcester State University. That deals with anything from communications, keeping statistics, anything from marketing, public relations, operations, you name it, everything is through the Sports Information Director. I also manage the athletic department's website, so that's keeping it up to date with post-game stories of how our sports did, keeping it up to date with statistics, also rosters and schedules and anything else that you can find on there. I'm in charge of keeping up with. Also, just basically the operations of every sport, so that includes having live statistics and live video set up at every home game.
So you played at sports in college. You played basketball, softball. You played a lot of things. You've been in your position for about a year now. What's your favorite thing about the position?
My favorite thing about the position is just basically being on a college campus. I like that atmosphere, and also working with sports, which has been my passion since I was a little kid. It's also great because it's not like I'm working with just like one sport. If I was working in professionals, like a professional baseball team, I get the variety. I have 19 sports, so we have 9 in the fall. I believe we have 6 in the winter and another 6 in the spring. So it's kind of a constant rotation of the different sports, and you never get tired of it.
Is there a busy season for you?
Yes, the fall season is my busy season. I take care of 9 sports.
That's crazy. So how can a student or a parent of a student watch or listen to one of these games?
Okay. Every home game, not every home game, but most of the sports we offer live video and live statistics for every game. What that happens is there will be a link up on our website saying live stats or live video for the specific game, and all they have to do is get on their computer, their phone, any sort of device, click that link, and it should be able to stream. So that just includes me setting up a camera at every home game and doing a little bit of back-end work to get it up on that link, and then my live statistics. I'm on a computer program typing in codes, so like rebound and any little statistic will go through my computer, and my computer will go out to the live statistics link.
That's amazing. That's really cool. So Worcester State now, if you're on campus, we all know this. We have a big, giant, beautiful new wellness center here on campus. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. The Wellness Center is awesome. It's not only awesome for our student athletes because it houses all of our student athletes, but it's also good for the campus community as well. The new Wellness Center features a 2-floor fitness center, which is open to all of our students on campus, student athletes, and a lot of our faculty and staff use that gym as well. In addition to that, we have a competition gymnasium, which seats about 1,500 people, and there's a walking track above, which is open to the public. We also have a multi-purpose gymnasium, which is kind of right across from it. It is huge, let me tell you that. And it mainly serves as a purpose for our intramurals program. So at nighttime, a lot of our, not just student athletes, but students on campus will come down and take part of the intramurals program, whether it's basketball, volleyball. I actually got to watch a dodgeball.
And what is intramural, by the way?
Intramurals.
In case people don't know.
Intramurals is kind of a sport, I guess I'd say more of a fun activity for everyone to get involved with, because sometimes you may not be able to play at the college level because maybe you want to focus on academics or things such like that. But pretty much it's something that's for everyone to have fun with and get involved in kind of a physical activity. So yeah, it's pretty good. Also in the Wellness Center, I guess I'd say we have a golf simulator, which is pretty cool. And we also will be having batting cages. There's also a little cafe outside of the fitness center that pretty much anyone can go to, whether they want to study, or it's called a juice bar, so they can get protein shakes or juice bars after their workout. It also has the athletic offices that houses all of our coaches and administrative staff. And I'm probably missing something because there's so much going on in the
It's
Wellness Center.
It's a beautiful building. It really is. It's it's turning into like the hub of campus. Whenever
Yes.
there's like downtime, people just go there to work out, to hang out, to get a juice from the bar.
Might I add, there's also 2 classrooms in there as well.
There is.
So we have students, maybe they didn't know about, they never wanted to get involved in fitness or wellness, but maybe they'll have a class in there and stop by and say, oh, like I can work out here for free, because every student on campus can work out there for free. And it's really just, overall, I can't tell you enough how much it is just for the overall community, not just the athletes.
What's your favorite part of that building?
My favorite part of that building? My office? No.
Of course.
I really like the competition gymnasium. I've been here for a little over a year now, and last year we kind of traveled all over the place, and our basketball and volleyball teams didn't really have a home court to play on. So now when you walk in there, it's just like amazing. And I don't know if you are aware of our Midnight Madness event that we had back a couple weeks ago, which is the first men's basketball game in the new building. And it was phenomenal because the entire campus just came together.
That was against Clark, right?
It was against Clark, yes.
Our crosstown rivals, yes.
Yes, it was amazing to see that building packed full, and it was really great because the entire campus community got involved, whether it was different offices on campus, and we had students from all over come back at midnight for that event. So that was very good.
That's so cool. It really is so cool. So I know many students are interested in working in a sports-related field after graduation. How did you get to your position? What was your path you took?
Okay. As an undergrad, my major was communications and sport promotion. Right after college, I got an internship with the Connecticut Sports Management Group. So it kind of is, I guess in Massachusetts, it's the Bay State Games. So I kind of acted as an operations person there, kind of overseeing the different events that went on. I then knew that I wanted to get into college athletics. So I looked around and I found an internship down in Texas, and I ended up doing well and I took it. And you know, it was a far move, but I tell people who want to get into college athletics that, you know what, sometimes you have to take some risks. Sometimes you just need to go for it, and if you get a foot in the door, then you know what, just go for it. So I actually ended up going down there and was down there for 3 years, and then now I'm back up here and I'm the sports information director. So my advice to any college student that wants to work in sports is, you know what, just try and find those options, and any little in you get, just go for. Even volunteering work, like everyone looks for volunteer work. So even if you wanted to get into college athletics and you're struggling to find an internship, I would just say, you know what, just reach out to whether you're in college, so reach out to your school sports information director and say, hey, I want a career in college athletics. Do you have anything available to me? And they may or may not have an internship program, but volunteering will get you in the door.
So they can come to you,
They can come
WSU
to
students
me,
can come to you
yes.
and say, hey, I'm interested,
Yes,
and you'll definitely help them out.
I've had
That's
many,
awesome.
and last year we started an internship program. So I have interns, and then I also have people that just volunteer with me, just to see if they even want to do that for the rest of their career.
Are there any cool internships coming up for the spring?
Yes, I actually am full right now. I have 6 interns next spring, but I will be looking for more interns the following fall.
That's awesome.
So
That's really
if you know any
interesting.
communications majors that are looking for an internship in athletics,
I think I might
send
know
them
a
my
few.
way.
I think I might know a few, absolutely. So we just finished up the fall season. Before we go, we're almost out of time. Just give me a quick preview of what winter and spring will look like here at WSU.
Well, the fall, just might I add, our fall season was amazing. We had a lot of great seasons. Our field hockey team had one of the best records they've had in 10 years. Both soccer teams made it to the NCAA championship, which was awesome. So we had a great fall. We're going into winter. We started basketball and hockey this past month, and track and field just started this past weekend. And they look like they're going to have a good season. So we have that, and then starting in March, I will be going to Florida with the baseball and softball teams, and then we'll get going on the spring sports.
You go to Florida?
Yes,
for spring?
I do.
You take the team to spring training in Florida?
I go down with them to Florida. Who else is going to keep their stats?
You know what? That's why we need a sports information director here on campus. Absolutely. Oh my God, Nikki, thank you so much for being here with us today. This was amazing talking to you. And that's all the time we've had for you here today. Thank you so much for joining us here on The Beat this semester. We're going to be all fall winter, but we will be back here in the spring bringing you more new shows every single week. For now, I'm RJ Sheedy. So long, everybody.